We think about the Holy Trinity, maybe the first thing that comes to our mind is it's a mystery. I think we can use the word mystery in a lot of different ways. Maybe we think of mystery as like detective stories, where there's this case to be solved by following these clues, and that case can be either solved or unsolved based on what clues are available and the skill of the detectives and all that. If you remember, when I was a kid, I used to watch this show called Unsolved Mysteries. It freaked me right out. Nightmares for years. Maybe we can also use the term mystery to think about big questions that maybe we think maybe we'll never exactly figure out or have an answer to. Like, where does the universe end? Or is there life on other planets? Or, why do people fall in love? Or do fish get thirsty? Or do they get cramps after eating? If a tree were to fall in the forest and no one's there to see it, do the other trees make fun of it? Why is a carrot more orange than an orange? All these big questions in life that are a mystery to us. In the church, when we use the term mystery, it's not meant to describe just something that we just can't know anything about. It's all the mysteries of our faith are revealed truths. They're truths about God and us and the church that are revealed to us, but we're not going to ever be able to figure it out completely. To understand completely, just sort of put it all in a nice box with a bow on top and all that, because then it wouldn't be God. All the mysteries of our faith, they're from the divine, they're from the transcendent, and so they really are beyond our grasp completely. Things like the incarnation of Christ, the birth from the Virgin, Christ's true presence in the Eucharist, and today we recall this great mystery of the Holy Trinity. This mystery in a sense of God's just very life and who God is, that God is one God, one divine substance, but yet somehow in three distinct persons. And while that's beyond maybe our complete ability to figure out exactly how that works, I think our role is not just to try to follow clues to see if this mystery can be solved or unsolved, but just simply to enter into the mystery. Because when we enter into the mystery of who God is, not only do we come to understand more about God, but also then we actually become to understand more about who we are. I think we know in the scriptures, it's been revealed, is that God is love. That God is love. But love, kind of by definition, involves more than one being, more than one person. In order to have love, there needs to be someone who loves, and then someone who is loved, and then the love itself. And that's all wrapped up inseparably in love, but yet also distinct in those aspects of it. So we can have a lot of analogies for the Trinity, and they're always going to come up short because we can't just analogize God perfectly. So we can't just say, well, it's kind of like H2O. It can be, ice or water or gas. Or like me, I'm a brother and a son and a priest, but I'm still just one person, and those are just different aspects of me in relationship to others. So I think maybe perhaps the most helpful way for us to think about Trinity is to remember that God is love. So the Father and the Son have this complete exchange of love, because there has to be someone who loves and someone who is loved. And the complete love between the Father and the Son that they just continue to breathe out to one another is so immense it becomes a third person, the Holy Spirit. Of course, in the mystery of God's love, the love that God is, this love doesn't even remain in of itself among the persons of the Trinity, although I guess it could, but love we know just can't help but overflow. And so the love of God overflows then into bringing all of creation to birth, things visible and invisible, but in a particular way for us, as the people that God has made in his image and likeness and chosen to be his own. So not only do we have the mystery of who God is, but in a sense there's a mystery of just God's great love for us. We heard that in our first reading from Deuteronomy when Moses is talking to the people of Israel, and he's just kind of overwhelmingly astonished of just how much God has done for his people. And the God of the universe has been so generous with them and chosen them to be his own. And then in our second reading, we're reminded that we're actually caught up in the very family of God. St. Paul reminds us in Romans that we actually have a spirit of adoption, that we're chosen as beloved daughters and sons of God. And the Spirit actually bears witness to our spirit that we are, in fact, children of God. And so in the mystery of the Trinity, it's also the mystery of how you and I are actually caught up in all of this. And then likewise, we're meant to not only step into that, but to live in that, just in the way that we live our lives. And we see Jesus in our gospel tell his disciples to go and to bring others into this awareness that they too, like us, are meant to be part of God's family. And that through our baptism, which is an immersion, that we're immersed in the Trinity, and we're immersed in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit. And our mission then is to become those who witness to the great love of God in the world and his desire to bring each and every person to that relationship that each and every person was made for. So in the Holy Trinity, it's a mystery, but also it's a mystery that gives us our identity, and it also gives us a mission. So as we encounter, of course, not just Christ in the Mass, because wherever one person of the Trinity is, they're all there. So as we encounter Father, Son, and Holy Spirit here in the Mass, and then are told to go and bear witness. We know that God, as Jesus said, is always with us, and will continue to live in us and move in us when we allow him to do so. Not only so that we can become the people that God has made us to be, but that in imitation of the Holy Trinity, we too, by the grace of God, can go and help bring life to the world.